Yo, it's your boy Tactics. You would not believe how many times I've done this. I want it to be proper natural, but I've tried to leave this as my first YouTube video, as a tutorial, and I've messed it up about 100 times. I've gone back and forth, and I've just said, you know what it is? I'm just doing it as a free run. If I mess up, I mess up, but welcome to the page, welcome to the channel. I'm basically here to show you, you know, insights, tips, tricks, production techniques, track breakdowns, live DJ sets, you know, absolutely everything. Today I'm starting off the channel. I am actually going to start a series where I do a track in 10 minutes, or at least some sort of track in 10 minutes. But today, just to start off the stream, the YouTube channel, I'm going to start basically by showing you a breakdown of a track. It's unreleased, it's just an idea at the minute. A bit of a dance, organ house sort of like song. It's still a work in progress. Yeah, like I say, it's just a bare bones idea. But I want to just talk you through it. And like I say, if anyone in the comments has got any questions, you know, any queries about why I've done something, or if they want to ask about a certain process that I would do on that, you know, feel free to jump in the comments and ask. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to go into the track, into the project, show you a little bit about it. So yeah, there it is in all its glory. I'll basically play the track a little bit just to give you an idea of what sort of track it is. And then I'll just go through it, and I'll just, like I say, probably just go through each channel and just talk about what I've done. There's probably a lot more that I'd do into it. I haven't bust this up, I haven't worked on it, you know, really. It's just an idea. But yeah, let's just see what it sounds like. So yeah, let's get into it a little bit. So I think we start off with the main sort of like lead organ sound. Yep, big and bad organ. Shout out Cyril. There's the MIDI. I layer it up. Like I say, I ain't got much going on. Bit of EQ, taking that bottom end out, boosting a little bit of highs. Well, say boosting the highs. Layer it with this organ. Same again. No, amazing going on. Just taking that low end. See what I mean? I told you it'd be unedited, and it's basically my light arms just fell down. So yeah. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the YouTube page. Yeah, so forgot where I am now. Yeah, on the organ. So yeah, we just layer 2 organs there, and then like I say, I've cut the bottom end out of that just so I can make room for the sub bass. Sub bass is here. Layer them together. Got a high string just holding the root note. Come on. So yeah, C sharp there, literally just holding that. There you go. Nothing spectacular. High string. What else have we got going on? So yeah, we've got sweeps, a couple of effects, which obviously go like this. Layer that with. Let's get into percussion actually. Let's have a look at that. So yeah, bus percussion here. Let's see what we've got going on. Right, clap. Like I say, it's just a demo this, you can see. There's not even an EQ on it. Another clap, layered. Again, no EQ on it. Hat. no EQ, no processing at all. Open app, I literally took out the bottom end on that. Clap and snare, another clap and snare, and like I say, all these they've got no layer. They've got no processing on them at all. So this is why you can still see it's like sort of a demo. It's just getting a generic idea down. You know, open app, ride, close that. So yeah, obviously, if I were taking this further, I'd go in and I'd obviously process all these individual sounds, but they sound quite good already together. Without like doing anything, and that's the key as well to getting a good like sort of like song. If you don't have to do much processing on it and you're making the right sample selection choice, you know, your track's going to be a lot more easy to work with when it comes to the mixing stage. So yeah, it's like basically trying to find the right sonics to complement each other. Got a little pluck here bringing in, so let's just mute the percussion bus. Actually, I'll solo it on its own. And it's just playing that melody over and over again. Yep. What else have we got going on here? Oh, the kick. So yeah, kick there, percussion, play them together. That's it, I can hear that ride at me now. Close hats. Bit of an effect there. Clap impact. Get the pluck in. Let's get the organ in as well, see what that's like. And then you need that weight in the bottom end as well. See what this other little offbeat sort of like at the end of the bar plays. Just a little keeps it moving, keeps it sort of interesting throughout the track. And I feel that this is all going to be vocals. Yeah, very sort of like lo-fi, sort of like affected vocals. And I think there's going to be some atmospherics here. Watch. Yeah, so it's just literally that. Now. I just felt it was good texture. What else have we got going on? I think that's, yeah, just more effects, like I say. Piano. M1 piano here. Let's look at the progression. There we are. Nothing drastic going on at all. Let's just mute it. There's another layer on top of it, which is this. It just adds that grit and that weight to that piano, that depth. Instead of it being really thin. It kind of sounds a bit like it shouldn't really work, you know, there, but like I say, this is just a rough idea, and as well, it's not like me showing you a fully fledged, polished track, finished, mixed and mastered. I mean, you can see on some of the channels I've not even, you know, on that end, that's obviously got processing on, but I mean, some of the stuff like I've used, I just have all on, like there's note on that, there's note on that, there's note on that, there's note on that, there's, you know, little things like note on that, note on that, note on that. So it's like, take it with a pinch of salt, that like I'm trying to show you the processing. Like a lot of people always see like finished, polished tracks, and it can also cast a little bit of self-doubt on other producers, up and coming producers. That, I try to do it because they're always putting people on like sort of a pedestal to a degree, and they're always comparing their stuff to stuff that's maybe had 4 or 5 writers on, a mixing and mastering engineer, and I know that because I used to do that myself. So I'm just here on this channel trying to give you the context that every tune is gonna sound good that's put out there, and it's gonna have a lot of people behind it to a degree. Well, majority of the stuff is, but I'm trying to connect here with people that want to learn, and people that are in the early stages of the music production, and I can shed some sort of insight, or I can even if they take away something from this, the things like sample selection's key. You don't, if you get the right sample and the right sample selection, you don't need to be EQing and compressing and then putting spread on it and saturation and all these other things. If you get the right sample and it works from the start, you don't have to do much. So I'm hoping to connect to people, like I say, on every scale. But yeah, I just want to basically show everyone that even though I've had myself, and this is not a boasting exercise, I still make tunes and have ideas that are rough around edges, and there's a process that goes into making a fully fledged polished tune and it being streamed, and doing millions of streams, and there's a big video and stuff like that. So it's just more so like a bit of I don't know the word to actually say, but like a bit of reassurance that projects start somewhere, and a lot of people might not have heard this, and they haven't heard it, sorry, but they'll only might hear it when it comes out and it's fully finished and fully polished, and I might have an MC that goes on it, or a rapper, or it might just be a commercial song or something, but there'd be a lot more hours and a lot more work, and I'm just trying to basically break down the process, how I go around making the idea. So yeah, probably rambled on a bit there, but it's still a good song. Dun, dun. Like I can see and hear now, like there's something that just doesn't sit right in the organ. So like, it's probably down there now. Get the percussion in. It's the second layer of the piano. But like I say, at the time, I probably made this maybe a year, month, whatever, months ago, years, maybe over a year. So yeah, crashes. Again, look, there's no note on it, no EQs, nothing. So it's like, although I don't need, I'd still cut that out as like good like housekeeping. I always cut, if I don't know if there's not there, I'll always cut it. Just like for the sake of if anything glitches or pops through or something that I don't like, you know what I mean? I'm reassured that I've cut that area. So yeah. That's a bit of the process of how I made this sort of idea. Like I say, it's not out yet. That app's obviously way too loud. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else really to say. If anyone wants to know anything about, how I make my drums to a degree, I'll maybe touch up on it now. I always try use Loop Cloud live auditioning. I always try use Splice. I've absolutely been collecting sample packs for years on end. Double digits. But yeah, organs. Shout out Paul Sorrell. I always use his stuff. I'm not really big on sound design. I just find it really tedious. I'd rather buy a preset or a pack that's got some stuff in, and then I'd rather just manipulate it a little bit myself. But yeah, it's a breakdown, basically, a bit of an oversight, and it's more of an introduction to the channel, to be honest with you. Like I say, I'm going to do tips, tricks, techniques, some go-to plugins, and some sort of like guidance onto why I use what plugin for what, and what processing I'm using it for. And yeah, and if I can, like I say, point you in the direction of any good free plugins or any subscriptions, I'll do that. I'll probably actually do another series on this where I'll actually take this song and I'll finish it, so you can see how I go about grouping stuff, what processing I would apply to this. And yeah, like I say, I'm also going to do a series where I put myself under the Kosh time sort of thing, to make a track in 10 minutes. It's going to be called a tune in 10 with tactics. I'll be honest with you, I've tried to do it today and it's just like, I'm just getting used to the YouTube game, so remembering to press your mute, your mic, and do this and do that, it's just been like a bit of an head sore, to be honest. But yeah, I hope that you've liked this introduction. I hope you've liked enjoying what you've seen today. If you do have any questions, literally, anything production related, just get me in the comments. And like I say, I'll be uploading a load of shorts, a load of clips, a load of track breakdowns, a load of interview stuff. So yeah, just keep an eye out on there. And like I say, I want this channel to be as much unedited as possible and not, cut here, cut there. I want you to see me in the natural sort of like making mistakes, my my light falling down and stuff like that. So yeah, you're getting a unfiltered sort of like content with me, and a video. But yeah, thank you, and like I say, keep tuned for the next ones. When I'm on set, man, no.